What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live. Eric is out today. It'll be a solo stream for me. So we're going to talk about picks against the spread, of course. We're going to start off with that. And then we're going to preview this game that the Blazers have coming up against the Philadelphia 76ers tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I'm gonna give the mods a little bit of time to get in here, and Eric a little bit of time. He will be able to make his picks from the chat, so he will be a participant through chat in that way. But once we got everybody here, we will head into things. I had to switch up the scenes with my webcam and whatnot, so took a little bit of time setting that up. That's why we're going live a little bit later. We got 5 games for picks against the spread today, not as jam-packed of a slate as the last time. I think we had 9 games on Monday, and I'm looking forward to getting into it. One thing I forgot. It's fine. We got Westbrook here, we got Eric here, we got Reese here, just waiting to see Trevin say he's in here, and we can get going. What's up, peace and love, Portland made. Aminu for 3, man. Making his return just like the real Aminu. Trevin, you good to go? Hopefully Trevin's good to go. I didn't get a haircut. I just this is a lazy day. I didn't gel it, so it probably looks like a haircut. While we wait, if y'all have any questions, I can answer a couple questions if y'all want. I'm going to try and correct the bottom bar of these graphics before I get to them, because I forgot to do that part. When are you gonna start streaming on Twitch? I don't know. Honestly, maybe tonight. I'm gonna start streaming on Twitch. If you want to follow my Twitch, I'm gonna drop it in the just gaming. I'm not gonna stream like Blazers Uprise stuff or basketball stuff on Twitch. This link should work. So yeah. Everybody's saying I got a haircut. I didn't get a haircut. I just didn't. I didn't get the gel out today. Yeah, it's supposed to snow. Some snow tonight. That'll be interesting. That's actually a good idea, Eric. Except I'm kind of past that point at this point. Slightly too late for that. I'd have to change everything. But I accidentally exited out of a lot of Photoshop stuff, and that's why I'm having trouble with... I had trouble making the graphics today, and had trouble... Oh, here we go. I got the bottom bar. All right, let's jump into picks against the spread. Trevin's here, right? Hopefully. Still haven't seen Trevin say anything. These games start at 4:30, so as long as he messages me his picks before then, we're good to go. Let's jump into the records here. It was a good day for most of us. Trevin was the only one below 500, but he was 4-5. Chat, you guys killed it. You guys went 8-1. Me and Eric, hanging tough at 7-2. We're now all above 500. Westbrook had another positive day. He's slowly climbing back to 500. A lot of us had success with our double downs. Most of us are at 500 with our double downs, which you would expect to be above 500 since we're doubling down on the pick we're most confident in. So it was a little weird to see us struggling in that regard, but it is catching back up. So let me update this bottom graphic just because I'm OCD like that. Trevin says below 500 by 1 point. We got Trevin in here. Good. Awesome. Perfect. Screw it. I'm not updating the bottom graphic. This bottom bar is not going to be current, but oh well. First game, you got Houston versus or verse. I don't know, whichever one you prefer. They're going up against the Miami Heat, which is actually a 2-point road favorite. Miami is healthy for kind of the first time this season. Jimmy Butler is coming off a big game. The Rockets are kind of struggling. This is an interesting matchup. I am going to roll with the Heat on this one. I think the Heat are a better team, and now that they're healthy, I think they're going to kind of pick back up where they left off last year. I got to pull up chat. Okay, good old... Nope, CBS Sports, don't want to hear you. I got to pull up chat on my phone. Things will be a little bit more makeshift. I'm used to like being able to do this stuff while Eric talks and whatnot. So, yeah. Let's see here. Eric is going Heat. Trevin's going Heat. Reese is going Rockets. Still waiting on Westbrook, and he's counting chat. It's 12-3 for the Heat. And Westbrook is also going Heat. So you got Reese out on an island by himself going with the Rockets. Geez, I can't put in the right team. There we go. That is game number 1. 5 people for the Heat. You got Reese for the Rockets. Game number 2, you got Boston versus Toronto. This is a 2-point spread for Boston at home. Boston has been a bit disappointing. So is the Raptors. We'll see if one of these teams can get right today. This is interesting spread. Let me know if there's any injuries, Reese. Eric says, for the record, I'm keeping track this time. I don't know what he's keeping track of specifically. I don't know if he's talking about chat. Reese says Raptors. OG Anunoby is out. I'm going to go with the Celtics. I still believe in what the Celtics can bring to the table. Alright, so I am going Celtics, and then you got what? Trevin going to Raptors. Apologize if you hear lots of clicking. It's more like audible to me now that I don't have Eric in my ear. Westbrook is going Raptors. Reese is going Raptors. Chat is going Raptors. Is Eric going Raptors as well? Just waiting on Eric's pick. Eric is going Celtics, so he's not going to leave me alone on an island. I don't know if I've been alone on an island all year this year. I was down to be alone on an island, but me and Eric are going with the Celtics. Everybody else is going with the Raptors. Pretty interesting pick selection there. Let's move on into game number 3. You got the Pistons going against the Pacers, and the Pistons are a 3-point home underdog. The Pacers are a 3-point favorite. The Pacers are struggling right now. They've been banged up. Reese, let me know in chat if there are any injuries that you know of. In chat, if there's any injuries that you know of, you can also say something about it. I think this one is pretty easy. GK says breaking. You're not our woes. You're not our woes, GK. That's Reese. You can be our shams, though. I'm going to go with the Pacers in this one. JK out here with the fake sources, man. Your sources are whack, my guy. Trevin Westbrook going Pacers. Reese is probably... Okay, so you're going Pistons. Oh, you're going Pacers. You're trying to troll me. I think this one might end up being a clean sweep. See, depending on what Eric goes with. It looks like it's going to be Pacers for chat. Oh, wow. Much closer than I thought it would be. Chat is also going Pacers. Still waiting on Eric's pick. Eric's not used to the chat thing. Eric is going Pistons. So Eric wants to be alone on an island. I wouldn't want to be on this island with the Pistons at 6-18, but I respect the audacity. Let's move into game number 4. You got Golden State versus Orlando. Golden State at 13-12. Orlando is banged up at 9-16. Golden State is an 8-point favorite in this one. Interesting spread. Interesting spread. I'm going to go with Golden State. I think this Orlando team is not that good. I mean, we saw it firsthand. Got a feeling Golden State gets a sizable win today. Westbrook's going Magic. Got to change that. There we go. Magic. So, Reese, I assume you're going with the Magic then? Trevin is going with the Warriors. Again, the bottom bar is not current. Eric is going Warriors. And chat is going Warriors. So you got Reese and Westbrook going with the Magic. Everybody else going with the Warriors. That is game number 4. Let's go into our final game. This is our Portland Trail Blazers going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. Philadelphia is a 5.5-point road favorite. I will let you guys pick first. I will make my pick last. And then we'll preview this game after we do our double downs. Westbrook says, Philly doubled down. Trevin is going Sixers. Really got our participants talking about Among Us in chat. You got chat going with the Blazers. My hair is kind of triggering me. I need to gel it or wear a hat. Westbrook is going Portland. Wait. No, that was his correcting of chat. Westbrook is going Sixers. Still waiting on Reese. Still waiting on Eric. Reese says Blazers. Eric's just been taking his sweet ass time. He's going Sixers. I will also go the Sixers. I think this is going to be a revenge game for them. I think it's about, just based on what has happened this season, I think it's the Blazers being due for a bad game. This is around kind of, I don't know. After playing like a decent game against a bad team where, I don't know, they probably didn't play good. Normally the next game, if they play a good team, they kind of lay an egg. So I'm going to bet on that. Reese and chat going with the Blazers. Everybody else going with the 76ers. Let's move on into our double downs. I got to hide these. This is going to be our double down section. Westbrook. Okay, gotta hide that. You got Westbrook doubling down on the 76ers. Trevin is going to double down on the Heat. I'm slightly building this graphic just because it's the first time I've used it. Reese is going to double down on the Pacers. Alright, so let me put Pacers in here. I basically have to load things in as we go. There we go. We got Reese with the Pacers. Eric is going with the 76ers. What's chat's double down? Pistons? You're not doubling down on the Sixers, you're doubling down on the Pistons. Okay. I misunderstood that. And then nope. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Detroit Pistons. Kind of like the color. I kind of like the colors of this. Chat is doubling down on the Heat. Dude, I can't talk. Chat is doubling down on the Heat. I am going to go back through the spreads and see who I'm going to double down on. I am going to double down on the Pacers at +3 over the Pistons. I will roll with Reese. So these are our double downs. Me and Reese going with the Pistons. Eric going with the Pacers. Eric's going with the Pistons. So that's the same game. That is this game right here. Kind of surprised Eric's doubling down on that island, man. We'll see how that goes. That'll be a big game. Hopefully the Pacers don't choke. They are the better team and only a 3-point favorite against the Pistons. Better take care of business. And then you have Westbrook going with the 76ers. Trevin and Chat going with the Heat as a 2-point favorite over Houston. So that is picks against the spread. Don't go back to that scene. Go back to this scene. I'm used to going back to the main scene with me and Eric, but Eric's gone, man. Eric ditched us. No, Eric is out for a very legitimate reason. Very legitimate reason. You know, he wouldn't miss a stream with you guys unless he had to. Yeah. So you got the Blazers going up against the 76ers tonight. This game is going to be intriguing. I don't really know what to expect from this Blazers team tonight. I wouldn't be surprised if they won, you know, with Dame and a healthier lineup than they had against the 76ers last time. You know, the 76ers had far more talent on the court than us last game compared to this game. Like, they got Ben Simmons back. We have Damian Lillard back. Damian Lillard's a better player. That's simple. It's also, on our coast instead of theirs. So on paper, we should have a better chance of winning this game than we did the last game. Of course, we blew them out. But you can't predict what the Blazers will do based on a sheet of paper. This team is so all over the place. So the Ben Simmons factor matters. He makes a lot of things work for them. They shoot a far higher 3-point percentage with him on the court than with him off of it. That is a testament to his playmaking ability. So I'm not expecting the Sixers to shoot as bad as they did last game. Ben Simmons is also a really good defender, so I'm curious to see who they put him on. I kind of expect them to put him on Dame, put some size, some length on Dame. Hopefully Embiid doesn't get going like last game because I don't know. With Ben Simmons on the floor as well, it's going to be far harder to survive, Joel Embiid getting going. Matchup-wise will be intriguing. I don't know. I feel like this is going to look like a completely different game from the last time we saw them, and it's going to go in a different manner. So I'm very curious as to how this one plays out. In chat, let me know your thoughts on this game, maybe a specific matchup. You can ask me a specific question. What's up, Oscar? No, Eric is not here, sadly. He should be here on the post-game stream tonight. Brian Scalabrini said, this game will be a great way to drop the big on Simmons. Well, okay, let me just say this. They better go under his pick and rolls, man. There is no reason to go over on ball screens for Ben Simmons. He can't shoot. The dude, honestly, I think is more of a right-hander than a left-hander. He looks like he's better finishing with his right hand. But he shoots left-handed. And based on his jump shot, he shoots like he's shooting with his offhand. Obviously he's had a lot of practice with it. So, I mean, he can make sub here and there. He's better with, hypothetically, his offhand, in my opinion, than I am with mine. Or than most likely you are with yours. But still, I think he's more of a righty than a lefty. He can't shoot. You go under those screens. He is allergic to making three-pointers. He cannot... I have more confidence in my three-point shot than his. If they go over his screens, I'm going to be kind of triggered, right? You don't want to go under and sag everyone back and let him build a head of steam, right? You still want to kind of stay attached to him so you don't let him build a head of steam downhill, but you go under the screens. It's simple. If they're sitting out here switching Canner onto Simmons lazily when they don't have to just because, I don't know, for no reason basically, that's going to be aggravating, It's easy to go under screens. There's no reason why we should switch. If we go over screens and take ourselves out of the play trying to fight over a screen on a guy who's he's not a threat at all from the 3-point line, I'm going to be annoyed. That would be a lack of preparation, right? And it's not like this is a guy that, people don't know. It's Ben Simmons. People know Ben Simmons. The jury, we know he can't shoot, right? When the dude is getting standing ovations for knocking down a three in a preseason game, the dude can't shoot. So, Sure Weezy says I'm going to lose it the second Melo decides to go ISO on Ben Simmons and doubled by Embiid and then tripled by Thibault. Yeah, that'll be fun, man. And then you'll have control of the narrative saying we don't deserve Melo. Because Melo, made a shot tonight. On top of that, oh god, that's the Melo experience. Westbrook says, I hope Ben Simmons breaks the 3-point record on us tonight. That'd be hilarious. Peace and Love says, X Factor is Tobias. If he's scoring making his threes, we'll be in trouble. Embiid can get his. I do agree with that. Tobias had a quiet game against us last time, did not shoot the ball well. I think he only had 12 or 14 points. He's a guy who averages 20, and he averages an efficient 20. So, yeah, he is kind of the X factor for them. He's kind of their third guy, right? He, right now, would be the second best player in our lineup. So it's a situation where like Simmons and Embiid don't necessarily have to play great in order for them to beat us, as long as Tobias has a good game. Because they're a team that can defend too. Like, you got Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, both really, really good defenders. Tobias Harris is pretty average. He's a better defender at the 4 instead of the 3, and they kind of moved him to the 4 by getting rid of Al Horford and ending that awful experiment. Seth Curry is an underrated defender. You got Danny Green there. Like, they can defend, man. They're not going to have to, like, rely on Ben Simmons or Joel Embiid to score 30 points or whatnot, or Ben Simmons to have 15 assists. They're not going to have to rely on those guys like having great games in order to have a legitimate chance to beat us because of their defense. So that is something to look for tonight. Are we able to get going against their defense? Are we able to move the ball against their defense? Do we even try to move the ball against their defense? Is Dame able to get clean looks? It'll be really intriguing to see what type of game Dame has tonight. I can see him struggling. I can see him dropping 35 as well. You know, it's just one of these games where they got the personnel to kind of slow down Dame, but I'm not sure if they'll do it. KY says, hopefully Nas plays. Big birthday game. Yeah, I want to see Nas back out there on the court after that performance he had against the Bucks. Emerson says, don't generalize Melo fans. I'm a Dame and Melo fan, but I want Melo out. Ha ha ha. You know what I'm talking about when I'm speaking about Melo fans. I'm talking about the crazy ones that think he can do no wrong, and like, because Gary Trent Jr. had a 9 for 24 game, Melo deserves more shots than him, and like they're like criticizing. Bro, okay, control the narrative. I watched their whole podcast on YouTube. Not a plug, because it's not good content in my opinion. Just the takes are very, very bad. And this is people who have called me out and like sent their fan base basically my way, so I will be outspoken on it. You got this platform, Control the Narrative, that's just all about Melo, and you got these two guys who refer to the Portland Trailblazers like we, right? Like, oh, we didn't have Dame going, oh, like, our coach, blah, 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 as if they're Blazer fans, but they're basically just Melo fans. They're wearing Melo gear. It's a channel for Melo. Control the Narrative is a Melo channel. And they are not Blazer fans. And you got these two guys on there just making the worst arguments. They come out with a podcast today that says Blazers fans don't deserve Carmelo Anthony. Ridiculous title. Corny title. Like, what does that even mean? What is that supposed to mean? And then I listened to it, or at least tried to, as much as I could have. And you just have these two guys not talking about defense, not talking about playmaking, not talking about anything, right? Just about Melo and scoring the ball, and, you know, he's a great scorer. Even though he shoots like 38% from the field. And you got these two guys that basically their whole argument is this team needs to put Melo in a better position to succeed. And this coaching staff needs to put Melo in a better position to succeed. But they don't elaborate on that any more than that. They don't explain, okay, what position does he need to be put in that he's not being put in right now. You guys might have some ideas as to like, okay, maybe Stotts could use them a little differently like this, but that's either because you guys are, you know, smarter, or you've listened to Eric talk about it enough, because Eric actually elaborates on how maybe, you know, you can make things a little bit easier on Melo. But you got these two guys that I hate when people come out with a narrative like that. Oh, well, you know, they're not being put in a position to succeed, and then they don't elaborate on it. Like, what position are they being put in that's making it harder for them to succeed? What position do they need to be put in? No explanation on that whatsoever, right? It's just when Melo has a bad game, oh, he's not being put in a position to succeed. And then when he has a great game, it's, oh, see, he can do that. He deserves to start and he deserves to play every single game. And then he shoots 9 for, you know, he has a 9 for 24, and it's, well, Gary Trent Jr. had a 9 for 24 game, and I didn't see anybody else talking about it. Well, it's like, bruh, Gary Trent Jr. is shooting 43% from 3. Carmelo Anthony's shooting 38% from the field. Like, there's a huge difference in efficiency there on the season. But like when you deal with these Melo fans, man, it's just anecdotal evidence. Like one game to try and prove a point, and then if it doesn't work in favor of their point, they'll use whataboutism and like point at different players instead to take the heat off Melo and try and make it seem like Melo is as efficient as Gary Trent Jr., right? Like Gary Trent Jr. had 9 for 24. You know, hear anybody else talking, bro? It's the dude's far more efficient. Like you literally just have to. It is simple stuff to find. We're not even talking about complex stuff here. You got to go to Basketball Reference and search Carmelo Anthony, and then search Gary Trent Jr. and just look at their damn percentages, right? But you know you don't hear those facts brought to the table. When I was listening, I didn't hear, oh yeah, Melo's shooting 38%, 34% from three, right? It's just, oh well, you see what he did against Philadelphia. See, he could be that guy and carry the team, right? What about the next game? Oh, well, you know, yeah, he didn't shoot the ball well against the Knicks, but he didn't play enough, too. It's like... it's so comical, man. Yeah. That is the Melo fan experience. I had to get ranted about that. And then you got Aaron Fentress out here on Twitter, like, saying stuff that... I don't know if y'all saw that Twitter thing. I'm not even going to get into it, but if you saw it, that was crazy, huh? Bring Wavo? Why y'all call him that? Nah. Javo? I ain't bringing him. Hell no. GK, yeah, go to hell, little child. Yeah. Aaron Fentress had this tweet where he basically told somebody to go to hell, little child. He said, like, little punks like you make me sick or something. All over a basketball opinion. All over a basketball argument. That was, and it's funny because I've had, you know, Dan Meringue tell me, hey, if you want to make it in this media business, you gotta watch the way you talk to people. But then you see these guys just going off the chain. It's like, obviously not. Obviously you can say whatever you want. Like, but you know, I gotta watch myself. I ain't even trying to make it in that business, man. I like doing this instead. I like this channel. Well, the main channel, this platform, so to say. But yeah, so I'll take questions. I can answer questions if you guys got them. Probably log off in 10 minutes or so here. Am I lagging? Or I'll just lag out for a second. I don't know. Just a little lag spike there. Do you think Ellaby will play? I don't know. Hard to say. He's not going to play much if he does. Anthony Simons like picked up 3 fouls in the first half. I feel like that's why he played. Anthony Simons still on a little bit of a minute restriction too, so it's tough to say. Wouldn't be surprised either way. Any possible buyout players catch your attention? Otto Porter Jr. is a guy I've always liked who could be bought out and would be a good target this year, I think. I've always dreamt of having Otto Porter and Robert Covington as our starting forwards. We already got one of them. It'd be cool to get the second. It would be nice for Robert Covington to play like his old self and shoot like his old self. Thomas Saransky. Only a few people in here will get that. Or maybe, you know, I feel like people in here might forget. That was funny. Is Nas back? Does anybody know? I don't know. This is a later tip time at 7 p.m., so we probably won't have that information for another hour and a half. Trevin, you're just speaking facts, man. When are these haters gonna realize? Shreweezy says, at the All-Star break, do you think you will do an updated rotation minute breakdown? Hopefully we'll be healthy by the break. Maybe after the trade deadline. After the trade deadline. Maybe do what I would do. And what I don't know, because like what I would do is different than what I would expect Stotts to do. Obviously, Melo deserves 36 minutes a game, but this coach, man, is just such a Melo hater, man. He just doesn't appreciate his greatness. PS3 Nintendo, you are troll posting like crazy lately. Yeah, you don't want me to get into your opinions about how Dame is the problem with the team, bro. Shreezy says, thank you, really appreciate y'all's insight. Yeah, of course, man. Do you think there will be moves before the deadline? I don't think the Blazers are going to make a trade this year, honestly. Just the position they're in, the targets that will be out there, um, them trying to stay below the tax. I just don't think it's in the cards this year. Them not having their first round pick this year. So I don't expect a trade this year. We'll probably do like a trade possibilities stream or something just for fun, but the like trade talk content leading up to this deadline is gonna be minimal compared to last year. It already is minimal. Like we were talking about trades a lot more at this point last year. Chris Stevens says, "Don't you think Hood is going to be a trade chip? I figured that's why they overpaid him as well as verbal agreement." I mean, the overpay is not going to help them trade him because they're going to try and stand out of the tax. So say hypothetically, right? They trade Rodney Hood and Derrick Jones Jr. for a guy making about 20 million. Those two guys add up to 20 million, right? They're not going to trade both those guys for a guy making 22 million most likely because that's going to put them in the tax, and repeater tax penalties are very harsh. I don't even blame the ownership for doing that. Right? If they only paid Rodney Hood like 6 million, then Rodney Hood and Derrick Jones Jr. would add up to approximately 16 million in outgoing, and they could still trade for 20 million because they'd be $4 million under the luxury tax line instead of, pretty much at it. Hypothetically, the numbers are a little bit different, but that's why, like, it didn't really matter. It didn't really help them trade-wise to sign Rodney Hood to a $10 million a year contract compared to, like, a $6 million a year contract because you have the luxury tax line. Without the luxury tax line, yeah, it would help them bring in more salary, but they're kind of capped at the luxury tax line. So if they paid them less, they'd have more room below that so they could take back more. If that makes sense. Do you entertain questions not Blazer related? Sure. Sure. Should the Blazers trade Nurk and Collins plus much more for Cat? No. Not at all, man. How are we gonna have success with a guaranteed bottom 5 defense? Cat is a terrible defender. Like we're not gonna make a playoff run. Like offensively we'd be great, yeah, but you're not gonna have success in the playoffs if your defense is that bad and you can't have Karl Anthony Towns next to CJ and Dame defensively. Also, I don't know why Minnesota would do that, but like from Portland's situation, it's like talent-wise, okay, I would do it to like maybe flip Karl Anthony Towns for something really good. I don't know. But Karl Anthony Towns is not the answer for us at center at all. Like value-wise, that's good trade. I don't know. If it's Nurk and Collins, obviously, that's like a good value. But you'd have to trade more contracts than that and more assets than that. It just ain't worth it. GK, I will not say that name. He who must not be named. Recess thoughts on Dame Lillard having one of the worst defensive seasons ever in terms of advanced stats. Here's what I don't like. People only use advanced defensive stats when it fits the narrative they already have. Right? Like, if somebody is a Curry fan they're much more likely to use negative defensive advanced stats against Dame than potential negative defensive advanced stats for Steph. Not saying Steph has negative defensive stats, but defensive stats are noisy, right? So they can easily be written off, right? But if it fits people's narratives, they try and use them and try and make a big deal out of them. And it's ridiculous. And it's like you can't even argue it. I do not put much stock into it because I think advanced defensive stats are extremely noisy. I think he's been worse defensively this year than last year, but I think advanced defensive stats are noisy. So, but you got these people out there that'll like ignore them in one instance and then use them when it fits the narrative they already have. Like, yeah, I don't know. Like, you could portray it as, oh, they're backing up their argument with facts, but the facts are so noisy, they're not facts. Like, it's not substance to me. Favorite Blazer current and all time? Dame currently and Dame all time. Brandon Roy really got me into Blazers basketball, though. So, that's number 2. Defensive rating is noisy, too, Trevin. He's definitely not the worst defender in the league. Whatever happened to NBA Uprise, I just haven't had the time, man. I haven't been in the like mental space to really churn out that much content. Like, you get like creativity block at certain points. Here's an interesting what if. You think if Rory reached his prime and never had injuries that we would have been better than Dame in his prime? No. I mean, Brad Roy was really good, but like you look at things statistically, he was still pretty far off Dame. Like, he would have been close. But I don't know if I'd say he would have been better. What is your opinions on that? On Joshua's question? Because that's a good question. Do you ever watch that one Blazers talk show? LOL, remember you making jokes about it? Which one? There's multiple. But most likely, no. I don't really watch any. I don't really take in any other media about the Blazers other than my own. Comcast one? I don't know what that means. Like the NBC Sports Northwest one? Outsiders? What's your opinion on the All-Star Game stuff, play it or not? I mean, if the league and the players come to an agreement, like, to play it, which they did, then that's, like, their decision. I don't know. I don't really have an opinion on whether or not they should do it. CJ, why would I watch... I mean, they're the post-game show, so... I mean, I do the post-game shows. And then... Why would I watch those guys? I can't stand those guys. I've been on the record, man. I can't. Even before I started doing it, I couldn't. What's up, Belgian? Tyler Hero is now out. Celtics leading 9-2. Hey, look, me and Eric looking good. Y'all should have rolled with us. Roy, I don't think he would have had a ring. I think they get stuck in like the 3 to 5 seed tier with like Roy and Aldridge. And like maybe make a conference finals. But I don't know. Like especially against like Golden State and whatnot. They weren't beating them. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up the stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. Eric should be here tonight to break down what the Blazers do against Philadelphia. We'll see how this game goes. Hopefully the Blazers can move to 14-10. That's a pretty decent record considering some of the circumstances they've faced this season. It has been a generally easy schedule, but I'll be happy. I'll be happy with 14-10 after tonight. Let's go get that win. we'll be live around approximately 9:30. Game starts at 7, so normally 2.5 hours after start time is about when we go live. That's about generally 5 minutes after the game ends. So we will be live over on our main channel. Follow me on Twitter at ToryJonesYT if you haven't already. Follow Eric at HoopsJock. Follow the channel at BlazersUprisYT. For this game, we will most likely do a full highlights reaction for channel members only. This is a shorter month. It's February, so we gotta get some of those out. If you want to become a channel member, go over to the main channel and click the join button. If you go to the main Blazers Uprise channel and hit join, then you will get access to the full highlights reactions, all of them. Most of them will be channel members only. Some of them will be for everyone. I just created a Twitch channel. Might stream on that after the post-game stream. So if you want to subscribe to my Twitch channel, it's just going to be a gaming channel. So it's going to be a lot different than what we do. It's going to be more like, I don't know. It's going to be a little bit more normal, so to say, like more myself, not talking about basketball, man. I don't want y'all coming in there asking basketball questions. We're going to be chilling, hanging out, playing games. So Chris Stevens, yeah. I've said that in the past. I probably haven't done the best job of vocalizing that or communicating that. Like, I don't do perks for Patreon members. I think I need to update that, because I thought in the past that I had updated that I took the perks off, but yeah, I don't know. I would rather people become a YouTube member, 100%. And like the perks I can get, here's the thing: the perks I can give through YouTube are better, and it's easier for me to like keep track of things and easier for me to work things. So yeah. So like I still have the Patreon. I'll probably shut it. I should probably shut it down. Honestly, I just have kind of put that in the back of my mind and haven't really thought about it. But yeah, the YouTube membership stuff for sure. Anyway, that wraps up our stream. Thank you guys for tuning in. We will catch you guys later tonight. Until then, as always, peace out.